So Jimmy, 1-1 draw at home against Sutton Coldfield today. What were your thoughts on the performance and the result?
Very disappointed, because I think the run we're on, we could have targeted this game for 3 points. That's no disrespect to Sutton. They're on a rebuilding programme at the moment, so if ever you're going to have a chance of getting your points, I think today we could have targeted that, and that would have probably given him a 15-point buffer away from the bottom of the table. That's the first thing I'm looking for at the minute, just to get away from the dreaded drop zone.
It's obviously frustrating, the amount of chances you created. You weren't able to score more than just Eddie's goal in the final few minutes. I suppose had a lot of goals in the game at Skelmersdale. You almost feel like I wish I had a couple of those today.
Yeah, I think you've got to pat James round on the back, ex-Barwell goalkeeper. He's pulled off 5 or 6 good saves second half. So he's probably kept them in the game at the important times. But you could also say, you know, Liam Castle's save with the lad who come through 10 minutes from the end. Great save, keeper's in the game, otherwise 2-0's dead and buried. But if just a scrappy, horrible game in a horrible conditions. Not meant for football, but pat both teams on the back for keep trying to play and keep trying to entertain the crowd with what we could. I think a draw might be a fair result, really.
It must have been frustrating to have to bring Declan off at half time, and then for them to score very soon after, just after having 3 clean sheets in a row. How frustrating was that?
Well, Dex is the linchpin of the back four, and we all know that. The lad's superb on his day. He's been struggling all week with illness and sickness, and you know, he rang me up Thursday night saying he's not very well, and then he's rung me up this morning saying he's not very well. So we always knew it was going to be a bit touch and go with Dec. I bet there's not many teams seeing that, or many clubs seeing that, where a player runs off, he has to go to the toilet, and you know, halfway through the first half, go missing for 5 minutes to diarrhoea and sickness. But to his credit, he came back out and tried it, and as soon as he pressed the button at half time and said, "I'm not very well, Gaffer," then you know, we had to make the change, and it weakens our back four up because he's such a strong point of the back four.
I suppose it shows the confidence in your side and the character as well, that you've gone on this run and you've got players like that trying to go the extra mile to make themselves available, and because they want to be a part of it, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I mean, his partner, the strong partnership now is Liam Kay, innit? I mean, Liam Kay I thought was probably man of the match today. He ain't put a foot wrong. He puts his heart and soul into it. We're at that. We all wish you could just make every week, instead of sort of like bit of work, bit of football, bit of work. It's something that he's told us he's sorted out now in the new year. So hopefully we've got Liam and Dec as a strong partnership. Then we've got Joe for backup. Joe's been poorly all week. I mean, Joe's come on at half time. I'm not just pointing a finger at Joe, but I don't think he had the best second half. He's got to learn to be a bit more aggressive and stronger, and put more into the game. I thought Eddie was a little bit sort of like 50-50 today. I thought he's let that bloke cross the ball for the goal, and then he's redeemed himself by appearing in their box and getting the equaliser the last couple of minutes. So good and bad for Eddie today. I think the middle of the park, I think we've been let down today by a little bit of experience. I think we could have had a little bit more from Craig Stanley. I think we could have had a little bit more from Cleveland Taylor. They're the experienced lads, and I think they ain't quite, probably ain't massed. They ain't a massed 5 out of 10 really. So we're a little bit weak. Them two, if them two don't play, then obviously it knocks us around a little bit. But I suppose we're all due enough today.
Okay, and you go into a couple of games now. You've got Shepshed Dynamo midweek, and you've also got Blyth, a very tough game away Saturday. How important is it now for you to bounce back and look to keep the momentum that you've picked up with this unbeaten run now that it is?
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? The word bounce back from a draw. You know, 4 weeks ago we'd have been over the moon to get a draw against anybody, but now that's the great news, is everybody inside the club's disappointed to be drawing with Sutton Coldfield. It's a tough week now. I call it the tough week or fortnight. You got Blyth and Stafford, absolute flying, 2 monster clubs having a right good go for it. We're stopping over in Newcastle. I think a little bit of that Newcastle, I'm not a big fan of it, because a lot of talk's gone on about that all week. We forgot to perform Tuesday night. It was all about Newcastle and the weekend away. There's not a lot of talk about Blyth. It's all about Newcastle, the night out. Fair play to the lads. They're non-league footballers. They deserve it. It's Christmas. Go and have your Christmas party, but you know, you can make the party a lot better by getting a point or winning at Blyth, can't we?